Members, do you wish to hear this deputation? Perfect. Thank you, members. Would the town sergeants please invite the deputy forward? Good afternoon, Lindsay Bluemel. You will have already heard that there is a 7-minute time limit on deputations and the lights are at the front. Please start when you want to.
Good afternoon, councillors, mayor and members of the public. I'm here today to present some facts to you about cyclist deaths in the city. The population of Southampton is in the region of 250,000. The population of the UK is almost 300 times the population of Southampton. In the last 15 years, 14 cyclists have died on Southampton roads. That's almost one each year. Each year across the UK, 100 cyclists are killed on the roads. So you can see straight away, Southampton, with 0.3% of the UK population, has 1% of cycling fatalities. London, with a population 32 times that of Southampton, has an average of 10 cyclists killed each year, not 32. In Southampton, in the same 15 years, that is 2006 to 2021, the number of car occupant deaths was 3. As almost 60% of journeys are by car, compared with 2.5% by bicycle, a similar death rate for car occupants to that of cyclists would have resulted in 400 deaths. Let's consider in detail the last 5 years. On the 11th of May 2016, Sandro Filippic was killed by an HGV in the city centre. On the 20th of December 2017, John Morris was killed by an HGV on Portsmouth Road. On the 12th of June 2020, Tony Gillette was killed by an HGV on Terminus Terrace. On the 24th of May 2021, Lee Early was killed by an HGV on Western Avenue. On the 23rd of July 2021, Joe Burton was killed by a car on Hill Lane. 4 of these 5 deaths were the result of bicycle HGV collision, that is 80%. The comparative figure for the UK as a whole is less than 20%. These 4 deaths in Southampton compare with 92 cyclists in the UK killed by HGVs in the same 5 years. If across the UK there was the same death rate as we have here in Southampton, there would have been 1,200 cyclists killed by HGVs, not 92. To put these figures another way, if we had the same rate of cyclist deaths in Southampton as the rest of the UK, we would expect to have 1 cyclist killed by a car every 3 years and 1 cyclist killed by an HGV every 15 years. And 4 of those 5 people whose names I read out would be alive today. Other cities, which formerly had high rates of cyclist HGV collisions, have seen dramatic reductions following the introduction of specific policy and infrastructure measures to tackle the problem, including adopting Vision Zero and requiring all HGVs to meet the same standards as they do in London, but not in Southampton. My friend Sandro Filippic was mangled up in the wheels of an HGV just across the park by an HGV that would not have been allowed to enter centre London. I have been raising this matter for the last 20 years and no one has listened. I have been banging my head against a brick wall. Southampton wants to be the UK City of Culture. Surely a prerequisite of a City of Culture is that visitors will be able to travel safely around the city, whatever their mode of transport. We want more people to visit this city to enjoy its culture and its history. Perhaps we should tell them, you are welcome, come to Southampton, but don't come on a bicycle, as you are 3 times more likely to be killed than elsewhere in the UK, and you are 10 times more likely to be killed by an HGV. Please, to save lives, take some action now. Thank you for listening to this deputation.
Thank you for your deputation, Lindsay. Councillor Moulton, do you wish to comment on the points made in the deputation?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Lindsay, for your powerful deputation. I think we are listening to you. I'm listening to you, and very much value your expertise and experience in this matter, and along with the rest of the cycling community in Southampton. We are doing a lot of things, but we need to do more. Some of the things that we're doing recently, we've put in place improvements on West Quay Road, Beavis Valley, Northern Road, the Avenue. We've got further improvements planned for St Denis Road and Glenair Road. We are looking at speed limits on some of our main roads, particularly Bassett Avenue and the Avenue, where we're out to consultation at the moment to reduce the speed limit permanently to 30. On those more main routes, we are introducing segregation. So we've done that on the lower part of, the upper part rather of the Avenue, and we've got a similar scheme that we're looking at with Orcas on Hill Lane, that we're currently out to consultation on. On the cycle quiet ways and active travel zones, we're keen to make better use of those and reduce speed limits. And you'll have seen that we've announced around about 75% of the city we're going to be consulting on over the next 18 months or so about reducing speed limits to 20. A reduction of 30 to 20 is a massive factor, or even a reduction of a few miles an hour is a massive factor in the difference between someone losing their life or not. So that we feel very strongly about that, something we're pursuing as a new administration. You mentioned HGVs. I'm sorry to hear of your friend. That is something that we're looking at as well. Later on in the meeting, we're looking at our 3-year transport plan, and one of the components of that is we will look quite carefully at HGV routes. We'll do a proper study of the city and make sure that HGVs are routed along appropriate routes, looking to avoid conflict with cyclists and residential areas wherever possible. So I think that will be something that will certainly improve our safety in the city for cyclists going forward. But we are setting up a new cycle forum, which has been in abeyance, I think, during COVID. That's progressing now. We've got terms of reference. I think some other people in this room might well be part of that, and I'm always happy to meet with people to talk about specific junctions or scenarios. Any of the changes we make, I get very involved in. I make sure the ward councillors are involved in. We walk the streets, we look at it, we talk to people and try and get the best possible understanding of what we're doing and make the best decisions. So we'd be very grateful if you would support us in that and help us make those good decisions for Southampton.
Thank you, Councillor Moulton, and thank you again